in my head, I think at the time I thought I could do acting as a hobby, and then but have a degree in something else as like a fallback, which was a mistake because I then dropped out, and then I thought, okay, I'll save up so that I can do an acting course because the student loans, I'd already used them up, so I had to pay out of pocket if I wanted to go again. And I started in hospitality, but then obviously paying rent and paying bills, I could never save up the money I needed to do this university course that I wanted to do. So it took me 7 years to realize that basically I don't need to do a uni course. There's other ways, and I only worked in hospitality to try and fund an acting career. Just a while to realize that that's not what I needed to do.
Hey everyone, I am Ajay, the host and producer of Create Your Year Starting podcast, and today the interview is with an actress from UK. Her name is Isabella Esposito. Important thing is, and very important to every artist who's going to listen to this, she was from Italy, and at the age of 7, she moved with her mom. At age of 7, okay, she's a uni dropout, and she worked in hospitality for 7 years. And then she decided one day, hey, I want to be an actor. I want to be an actress. And she's very well trained, okay? She's very well trained in whatever she is doing. And she made sure that she invested a good amount of time in this field. And now she is making her own film. She is raising funds to make her own film. And she is kind of killing it in this field. She came up with 2 movies. One of them released in May, and the other was Mockumentary, I guess, Killkon, right? And that's a favorite one.
Yeah.
To go ahead more, I would like to go on with, first of all, welcoming her. Welcome to the show, Isabella.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's good to have you. You know, the big part is I was just reading out about you. I came to know about you. I saw the Wild West thing, the crowdfunding thing. Then I read about you, and recently I saw your pictures, and those are terrific. I don't know how you're doing it, but even the stills are really great. That wow, what's going on? It's that. Okay, I like to know more. It's that. And to everyone, this is her crowdfunding. So I'm going to link the link below so you can find out. And if it's there when this is released, you can go and check that out. Okay. First of all, what's going on, Isabella?
So at the moment, we've just filmed 3 out of 5 days for Wild Wild West. And we've got a couple more days to go, and it's gone really well. I've got a really good team on board, and they make it super easy. I'm learning as I go, and it's been a lot less stressful than what I thought it was going to be, thanks to them.
Okay, great. So tell me one thing. Now you, I guess, got actually great, work schedule. What we can say, work schedule is tight, I guess, for you. What the work schedule for Isabella looks like now in 2024? It's filled with.
So now it varies. So whatever it is I have to do, I make myself a list of things I have to do, and I just go through the list and see what's manageable on what days and try and work it around it. So it's a lot easier being in charge of it myself and being in charge of my work. I'm much, it's motivationally, it's much better.
Good. So first of all, tell me how you got started in this field. Even before we go and jump on your favorite projects, your Wild Wild West, I'd like to know about how were you as a kid and the way you moved out from Italy. How was that transition phase for you?
So, I mean, I was always a creative kid, and I would always love to perform for people. Maybe not at the best of times, but when we moved to the UK, and I learned to speak English, it was. I think I realized, because obviously in Italy you have the dubbed version of films and shows that are in American or English, and it never sounds right. And then when I learned to speak English and I watched all my favorite things in English, I was like, wait, hold on, I love this. And also, one thing we don't have in Italy, or we didn't at the time, was my primary school here in England had a drama club, and that sealed the deal for me. I wanted to be an actress when I started drama club.
Okay, so you're telling me that drama club actually made sure that all your interest, all your creative energy was focused on that particular thing and nothing else. You were firm and you were like, okay, I have to do it, and this is me. So at what age you started in the drama club? Like, how old were you?
I think they started doing drama club when I was about 9.
Okay, 8 and 9. So the moment you shift here in UK, and that's where things got into acting, right?
Yeah, it took me 2 years to learn English properly when I was a kid, and then I started drama club when I was about 9 or 10. So
9 or 10. Okay, so tell me about what made you shift. Like, what was the thing that you didn't continue and went into hospitality? Tell me a bit about, were you still acting at that point, or when you jumped in into hospitality, where I guess you were working for 7 years? And
yeah.
what was that phase? Why did you took that decision? Okay, I guess this is not for me. Why did that thought occur into your mind, and then you shifted? Okay, I'll try. I'll do the job, and I don't think. What was that?
So initially, I did audition for a uni course in acting, and I did actually get this. I actually did get in, but in my head, I think at the time I thought I could do acting as a hobby, and then
Okay.
but have a degree in something else as like a fallback, which was a mistake because I then dropped out, and then I thought, okay, I'll save up so that I can do an acting course because the student loans I'd already used them up, so I couldn't. I had to pay out of pocket
Oh
if I
yeah.
wanted to go again, and I started in hospitality. But then, obviously, paying rent and paying bills, I could never save up the money I needed to do this university course that I wanted to do. So it took me 7 years to realize that basically I don't need to do a uni course.
God.
There's other ways, and I only worked in hospitality to try and fund an acting career.
Got it.
Just took a while to realize that that's not what I needed to do.
Okay, so that's interesting. You're trying to get money so you can make sure that you have enough money to start your acting career and make sure that you can pay for wherever you want to go, pay for the courses, pay for the acting auditions, where you have to travel, go back, make sure that your fitness is proper, you are mentally fit at the same time, and you are traveling. So whatever you did for the last 7 years was just to make sure that you have a full-fledged acting career and nothing
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
Yeah. So tell me one thing. Was your acting like study or performing came to end or stop when you were studying in school? What was your school period with acting or filmmaking or anything? Were you continuously performing out and doing some plays, some stage, some drama? What was your school life filled with?
So in secondary school, we had a drama club, and we actually could do in my school drama and performing arts as a GCSE.
Mm-hmm.
So I took both of them as GCSEs, and around that time as well, I was really involved in my local theatre is the Theatre Royal Plymouth, and there's another theatre called the Barbican Theatre.
Okay.
So I got into doing little plays with them, and then the more I got to know people there, I got to doing more plays. So there was, I think, when I was like 14, between 14 and 16, there was a period of time where
Mm-hmm.
I was doing several little plays, like one after the other,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
whilst I was doing my GCSEs and finishing my GCSEs, there was a little time
Got
there,
it.
and then kind of stopped at 18 when I had to make the uni decision.
The uni decision, that's a big point, and that's, I guess, the turning period for you. But
Yeah.
one thing I'd like to tell you and everyone, yeah, you really struggle with your bio. You should have told me everything about the school period where you participated. You did a lot of work. It's not like you jumped out, but you you mentioned me, I struggle with my bios, so this is what I got, and you sent me a little bio. This what you did, this is the big part of your life, and you didn't mention anything about it. So thank you, first of all. This is
Sorry.
important. Yeah. You did a lot of work, you forget to mention that. Okay, so for me it was like you uni dropped out, you went to hospitality, and then you suddenly thought, hey, I think I want to do something in acting. That's what I got from your bio. And then it's good to know, that till the age of 18, till the uni period, you were all in the acting field. You were actually mastering whatever you were doing. You're participating, you are excelling, you are building your craft, and continuously, evolving over the years. So what I see is throughout your school period, you never left acting. You only made sure that you upgrade yourself. And throughout, I guess, when the things became more serious about studies and money, that's where I think you kind of struggle with, okay, what to do and what's next, how should I proceed, how the money will be managed. This is kind of challenging for me. And I guess that's where your real story started, with dealing with the real world. So tell me about your uni dropout. When, why, how?
So, well, a little bit before that, well, whatever I was
Okay.
doing before felt like a hobby. It didn't. It
Mm-hmm.
felt like a bit of fun.
Okay.
I never considered like how it would turn into a career. So I did a uni course that I thought was going to be really easy and just, a breeze. I picked
Mm-hmm.
translating in Italian to English as a uni
Okay.
course, which was an option. I
Okay.
thought that's going to be easy. Like, that's a great fallback and a degree to have.
Well,
It wasn't. It wasn't easy at all. I know Italian and I
okay.
know English, but I think I was a little bit arrogant in my attitude towards that course because
Oh.
I tried the first year
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't go well, and then I tried again for a second year to give it another go, and then I just decided I'm not getting this is not going in. I don't
Okay.
know. And I
Okay.
just
Okay. Wow. So why are you saying the attitude was like arrogant towards that? Was there anything related to, I don't think this is for me, or I am much better than this? Why this happened for you? Like, do you regret dropping out from uni? Tell me about that too.
so the reason I say arrogant is because I guess I thought that I was going into something that I already knew. So I
Hmm.
already know
Yeah.
Italian, I already know English, I already translate for family members, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
often.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I thought, okay, I'll start this uni course. I'll already know everything. It'll be super easy, and I'll just have a
Okay.
degree. And it wasn't. And I guess the dropping out aspect of it, I just didn't. It was too hard. It was much harder than I
Mm-hmm.
was expecting, and I already didn't care about that. I had my mind on like wanting to do other things, and I do regret dropping out because I think I could have switched course,
Mm-hmm.
um, switched uni. I think there is a way to do that that just it
Yeah.
didn't cross my mind at all.
It didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it just
So
yeah.
yeah, I get it. I get it. So, do you regret now, or are you happy with what you did? Because that is really important to whoever is watching this clip at this moment. What are you feeling? Like, ever felt that? Okay, I wish I could have. So, what's going on now? Now, what you feel?
On one hand, I do regret it because I feel like I could have started earlier, and if I had, I would have been in a very different place. But on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
maybe if I did that, then I wouldn't be here doing what I'm
Yeah,
doing
that's true.
now.
Mm.
So I try not to dwell on it too much and not
Yeah.
see it as like I regret not starting earlier because this all may not have happened if I did.
Yep, yep, that's true. The reason I'm asking is I did the same thing, and it was for the initial periods. First 2 3 months, it was really tough, and that's where I thought, even not understanding a bit about what I was studying, I still thought I wish I would have not taken that decision. Okay,
Yeah.
but slowly, once the thing started going up, and once you try to catch up more on your craft, that's where you think, okay, I think I'm going to get this. I think this is going to work for me, and that's the reason anyone who drops out and then catches up, that's the reason they become who they become. I guess this is how it was written. So maybe you feel that way because that's why you are human, and you feel certain things about. But I guess that's the reason you're sitting, and that's the reason your clip, your stills now, when I'm seeing the Wild West, I don't know how it will come out when the full things, but now what I can say, it's looking amazing. And
Yeah,
that's the
that is
dedication and the passion that you have for anything that you're doing. So I guess it really turned out well. And I just wanted to know, because there are some things where it's like, okay, I wish, but once the situation gets better, you try to think, okay, that's how it was going to happen. Great. Now tell me about, once you, okay, now this is where we are. You went into uni and you dropped out because you think, this is not for me. I know what it is, and you never felt like changing course, you felt of dropping out. So when you went to hospitality for 7 years, you did. What was the situation when you thought of quitting and then entering? Like, what led this to happen?
Quitting hospitality.
Yeah, and then jumping in, all in.
So I think I made the decision to live at home with my parents again. And I guess I had to just rethink about my approach to everything. And I think from there, I was having some money issues as well, which is also why I moved back in with my parents.
Yeah.
I just needed to reset. And then I got onto like an extras casting thing where you put your details in there, and then if they need people to walk in the background, then they might ask you to be on set that day. And I think when I finally decided to quit hospitality is when the work was snowballing and I couldn't keep up with working in hospitality and acting. I think I got to a point where I was like, I'm very busy, actually. So, and I'm living at home, so I'm gonna take advantage of the fact I live at home and just go all in.
Go all in. Got it. So you were actually trying two things at a time. You were trying to, you were also doing some extra work at the same time you were into hospitality. So trying to, jumble up if you find anything, and you're looking for opportunity, but you're also having something in the back, so that keeps you feeding, I guess. And that's where once you moved back in with your parents, that really helped you, I can just jump now. And that's what you did. Great to know that. So now tell me about your first acting break in the industry. What was the thing, how that happened, also about what do you felt after you got that role?
So my first one is for like a featured extra role, and I know a lot of people don't count featured extras as roles. So there's kind of two. So the first one was as an extra for this BBC dramatic reconstruction of ancient Rome. It's called Julius Caesar, The Making of a Dictator.
Okay, wow.
And the extras casting platform sent me a self-tape request, which I thought was weird, because why do you need a self-tape if I'm just walking in the background? And they needed to see me crying and sobbing really hard. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Like, all right. You want to see me? Yeah, sure. I'll try,
Oh, wow.
So I got really excited. I was like, okay. I did.
But
so
okay,
I did.
okay. That's how you got.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess there are two things. First of all, you really felt good about even getting into BBC's any of the casting, any of the plays, that was like, oh, I feel good now. I guess it's going to lead somewhere. That's why you mentioned this, even the extras work, but on something like BBC and the play, like a really celebrated play that got into something production, I guess. But I guess that moment really was one thing that clicked you. Now, was there any other moment where you were actually acting and, got into feature? Please tell me about it.
So the first proper role that, I self-taped for, and there was a named role, it was on this short film called Fruitcake. It's not out yet. It's coming out in the summer. This was last year, around September.
Okay.
And I originally self-taped for the lead. I didn't get the lead, but they offered me a different role.
Okay.
And yeah, it felt amazing, really.
Yeah.
And I was so excited, because just to be a part of it and to get to do it. And I think a lot of people were asking me, like, because a lot of people don't understand, and they ask me, oh, is it going to be on Netflix? Is it going to be on Amazon Prime? And I'm like, no, but it's amazing. Like, not everything's on Netflix or Amazon Prime, but it doesn't mean it's not. Like, yeah.
I mean, like, people try to get into, where they can watch it. That's, I mean, like, they think like, okay, I got it. But even the small films require really good perfection to perform. And, that role to get justified by someone like you or any actor or actress, they need that kind of craft in order to build that thing. Okay, great. I guess that's where I guess the short film where you actually started into getting into roles where, characters and lines, and that's where you started working on your craft. officially in on camera, that we can say. Yeah. Now we jump on to your first feature film, which got premiered in month of May, I guess.
Yes.
Lady What's Tomorrow
Yeah.
premiered recently. How do you approach the process of developing a character? Especially, tell me about how you prepared for this role. What was your process? How many days you prepared? And tell me a bit about the film.
A bit about the film. So the film is kind of, it's set in a pub in the winter, and it explores like the life of these two people, and sort of it's about what could have been, or should have been but wasn't in the end, and them reconciling and finally talking about it. It's quite sad. How I prepared for it? Well, I got
Just
cast
tell us
in.
the role, for overall context. I'd like to know what the role was, the character, who she was, and then how you prepared, because that will help everyone to understand what the whole thing is.
Sure. So I played Grace.
Hmm.
Grace is a woman that lives in a small town that meets this man who she falls in love with.
Okay.
Um, and she wants bigger things. She wants to leave the small town, and he wants to stay. So
Okay.
it's about that. Yeah, that's what she's like.
Okay. So what was your prep for this film? Like, how you prepared? Were there any days that you given, or okay, 3 4 days, and that's where the next day you got into shooting this film? How you like prepared? How many days you caught? How was the prep process for you?
So I actually got cast in autumn last year, and we were going to shoot the film in the winter, but we
Mm-hmm.
had to reschedule, which gave me loads of time. And what really helped is the writer and director Solly. I spoke to him a lot about her and what his vision was, but then me myself, I kind of, outside of the story that I knew in the script, I sort of
Mm-hmm.
built her life. Sort of, I built her childhood, what her mum was like, what her dad was like, what her facade is, like what masks she puts on before leaving the house. um so I really
Whoa,
built
that's
her
great.
as much as I could, where I could see her, and that gave me loads of tools when it actually came to filming, which really helped.
Wow. This is really great the way you develop. Now tell me, when you do this kind of stuff, this time limit, but I guess you really got a good ample amount of time, where you actually had, I guess, may have done different projects at the same time, where when you were preparing about this. So you write this down, you create charts, or you create some, visuals about her character in a diary. How do you create this whole thing? Like, is there anything that you do, or you just how you do? Tell me that first.
I don't really write anything
Mm-hmm.
down. I kind of just sit and I sort of think about her and work backwards. So whatever action she does in the
Mm-hmm.
script, I think, okay, well, why would she do something like that? Let's go back, and I kind of work backwards and just think about, make up her stories in my head. The ones I
Whoa,
can't
good.
see. Music helps as well. Like I listen to a lot of music that I think, um,
Music helps you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, music
just
helps
into
me.
genre and the time. I guess time in that period. Maybe that's where music helps you a lot.
Yeah.
Good, great. So now I'd like to talk on method acting. Have you ever used method acting for a role? If so, share us the experience. First of all, tell me yes or no. Then I tell.
I
Method
think
acting. How was your
so.
prep?
I don't know if this counts. Um,
What's
sometimes
okay? Okay,
when
what's your method? Okay, how like? I guess you told me about how you prepare, but ever use method acting or no?
I've thought about sad things to make myself sad in a scene once. I don't know if
Oh,
that counts, but
okay, great. But I love the way you do it. I guess you don't write anything, but the way you use to go back with the story or the connect with the character and create her past, her mask, her way of behaving, her why is she doing this is by thinking backwards. And maybe the way music helps you to go into that era, you don't have to write down. Maybe that's the thing with you now, because you've worked in a lot of plays. Maybe that's helping you a lot, way you approach things and the way you prepare for it. The one thing important here is it's good to know that you think of all of these aspects about a character, even if it is very small, or even if it's just on the screen, just walking around and has nothing to do. But once you prepare yourself with all those things, maybe that also helps the other co-actor or someone who's with you. You can guide them. I guess this process is really good. And I guess now you're not writing down, but once you do, I guess it will also come into once things started going too much for you, where you have to, give time. Like, okay, I need to, because I have two things, four things going on with me, so I have to do this. Maybe that's where. So tell me about your preparation for physically demanding roles, particularly those requiring stunt and stage combat skills, because I guess you are properly well trained into this, and you kind of, I guess, have certificate I read into your bio. So how do you prepare for this kind of stuff?
So,
Sure.
well, I'm well trained. I've got training in hand-to-hand stage combat, and
Mm-hmm.
I've done some stunts where I've fallen on the floor, but I've got a certificate in gun handling and safety on
Yeah,
set.
that's.
Um,
Mhm.
Sometimes there's no way to really prepare. I guess I just keep myself fit and go to the gym, and then that whatever I have to then learn, whatever choreographies I then have to learn, it's easier to move and to keep up and to keep doing the same movements without getting tired really quickly.
Mhm.
So that helps. I guess I've never had a role so far where we've been practicing a choreography for months and months and months.
Okay.
All of those stunt roles that I had, we've got there on the day. This is the choreography. This is what we're doing.
Oh,
Yeah, so far, because again, not but I haven't been doing this very long, but
okay, okay, got it.
what I've done has been short time.
Very short time. Got it. Uh, Now tell me about, there are two mediums that you came across after uni. You completely jumped into films, but before that, it was stage. So when you were in school period, when you were in your high school, and that period, how were you used to, what was your prep process then, and how has it changed now? Like, what's the difference you can see?
I think back then I didn't really have any sort of process. I think
Okay.
it was very like amateur. It was really small, like stages, little plays and things. It
Okay.
felt more like playing. So I guess I just, I got given a character and then the situation, and I
Mm-hmm.
just went
Just
in.
did it.
Yeah, just did it. There was no preparation or anything like that. And I guess now I'm now that I'm hearing like other interviews and speaking to other actors and how they fine tune
Prepare.
everything, and I want that. So then
Oh. Hmm.
I take all these things and I try all of them and see what the results are, and it's a lot better this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
prefer I
yeah.
prefer it to just jumping in.
Good. Yeah. Good. So tell me one thing here. Now you are making your own films. So what do you think in coming years your interest is going to be in? Where? Acting
Um,
more, or direction, or filmmaking? What do you think of where this is heading?
so I think I prefer to act, but I'm really enjoying learning more about the rest of it. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's heading in a direction where I'll mainly be an actor, but I also want to write. I think I really
You want
enjoy
to
writing
write?
and making the stories. Yeah.
Whoa, so that's new. No, no, I thought you would say filmmaking or direction. Writing? Okay, so how is that interesting for you now? Because you hardly write about the character also. Now you're saying writing. So tell me about what is interesting for you writing screenplay. What gets you that, okay, I love this. What's going on with you now with this writing?
So I think I'd never written a script before Wild Wild West.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But some friends in filmmaking, my current assistant director, Justin Carter, he said, "Oh, why don't you go for this film funding and write a script?" So I didn't know how to write a script, so I wrote it like a story, like a novel in the first
Mm-hmm.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I sent it to him, and he said, "Okay, try this script stuff. I try putting it in there." And then over a couple of weeks, we shaped it into a script. So now I have an idea of what a script is supposed to look like, and I think after this film, I'm going to write more and just keep the scripts for the future.
Got it. I guess that's what is leading you to, writing more, because I guess you're enjoying the process. At the same time, you are getting into the genre and you are getting inside the story while you're writing it. That's what is making this more interesting for you. Thank you for sharing that. Now we jump on to the next question, which is about your favorite film, Killkon. You mentioned that this is your favorite project. So, what made this comedy mockumentary about serial killers particularly special to you?
It was really fun. It was my first comedy. At that time, I was filming Lady What's Tomorrow as well, which was really serious and there's a lot of crying. But filming Killkon, it was my first comedy, and it was so fun to be on set. So fun to play around with like small facial expressions that people just find really funny. And it was guaranteed, it was just laughs every single day on that set. It was just really fun. The organization as well was impeccable. So it was calming in that way. And then it was fun and it was funny and the scenes were funny and my character was funny. And it was just,
Everything was
come off
wonderful
that set really
experience.
tired, but smiling from ear to ear. It was just,
So it was, I guess, wonderful experience for you. So what kind of just tell me, I'm curious about knowing after Kilcon is the next question I have is what kind of atmosphere you like on a film set, and how do you decide, okay, this thing it's working really good, I love this set, or I don't know, it's not good, it's not working, I don't feel the energy. So tell me on more on that, like how you like decide, okay, this is really great energy, how you go ahead with this.
So I think the best film sets that I've been on have been organized, and
Okay.
whenever there is a problem, it sort of gets resolved calmly and quickly, and that's how I tried to run my set when I've been filming.
Yeah.
So yeah, but everyone's in good spirits and stuff, and I think it also depends on what you're making. So like if you're making something really serious and really sad, like I think everyone being in high spirits is amazing, but like sometimes it's hard as an actor to sort of go from like laughing really hard because something really funny just happened, backstage, to then having to cry my eyes out. It's really hard to do that like that. Yeah, I need like a minute to sort of like, right, that was really funny, but I just need to, I'm gonna be sad. So it depends on what we're making. So obviously I don't want everyone to be miserable just because my character has to be miserable, but just giving a little bit of time before action just to get back into that mindset helps. I think on a film set where when everything is sort of disorganized and chaotic, but which I haven't experienced a lot of, that's even when it's not my responsibility, like I should be relaxed. If it's not my film set, I shouldn't care. But I do.
Okay.
But I do, because I can see people getting anxious and I can see people like getting stressed, and I want to help, but I don't want to step on anyone's toes. And
Yeah. So you're perfect with even there is a chaos or even the set is good, but you like the set which is organized more. At the same time, it solves and resolves situation very calmly and gets out within seconds or minutes. And I guess there's a lot of problem. Yeah, there is a distraction, but I guess that's what you prepare for as an actor, where you should be really focused and expect anything bad happening the moment you are really going to be a serious you are going to be in a serious scene. And I guess that's the prep for every actor. So now tell me about your audition. Remember how you prepare? Do you remember anything about your preparation for an audition, and the time you nailed it and you got a call and you're in? Can you tell us more about your first audition, the one that you got in, how you prepared for it?
So the first audition where I got in was, I guess, Fruitcake. I didn't get the role I went for, but I did get another role.
Okay.
Again, I sort of, it wasn't a main character, so I had my script, my lines, my situation, but I just made up more lore about her, you know, and why she is the way she is, and then I was ready when I got there. So
Okay.
I guess that's audition wise. When I auditioned for the main role, it was really a similar process. It depends how much time I have. If I have loads of time between a tape request and the submission date, then I can do more of that work, and I can maybe try and record a self tape as soon as possible to see how it all sounds, and then keep trying. But if the deadline is really short, I sort of have to knuckle down straight away and try things on camera, and then pick to see which one works if the deadline is really short.
Got it. So we are doing rapid fire here. I'm going to ask you 5-6 questions,
Sure.
and you have to answer them. Okay. So favorite film to watch for inspiration?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
It was too fast. You can calm down. Okay. Yeah. Role model in acting?
Charlize Theron.
Okay. Preferred method, rehearsals or improv?
Rehearsals.
Most useful acting tip?
Don't overthink.
Favorite character you've played? Don't
Probably
overthink. Okay.
the
Go on.
interviewer in Killkon.
Oh, yeah. I love that trailer. I love that clip. Okay, great. Biggest career influence?
Biggest career influence. There's too many. It's too hard.
Yeah, pick one. Pick one. Pick one. The silence is too much.
I think watching Charlize Theron become Monster for Eileen Munro's biopic.
Okay. Wow, that's good. That's good to know. Good go to warm up routine for acting.
Good warm up routine.
Go to, yeah.
Just sit and stare into space. That's mine. Sorry.
Oh wow. Best acting book you've read? Have you?
I haven't.
Okay. So anything that you know about that you'd like to?
Not
No.
yet. No.
Okay. Good. When you do, let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Favorite on set snack?
Apple.
Okay. Apple. So you get fruits on set.
Yeah, most of the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I guess just hold on. Just hold on. We have, first of all, the rapid fire is over, so you can calm down now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It was rapid fire. You took it really seriously. It was just like multiple questions. So you got into like contest, I guess. But now to everyone, this is the point where we focus on her ongoing film, which is for fundraising, which is Wild Wild West. So first of all, Isabella, tell us more about this film. First of all, consider this as audience who is going to watch. Even the fundraising has done, even when the thing is going on, it's the thing that you tell us more about your film. So please help us, to anyone who's going to listen to this clip, what is Wild Wild West?
So it's set in the near future, and it's like a speculative thriller. So it's basically about a company that takes over everything in an attempt to help the country fix its issues with access to healthcare, and they try and take control of these things to help. But with that, everyone has their own ways of using the virtual reality, because that's what it's about. It's about very, very enhanced virtual reality that people can play games in. They can get diagnosed for any physical ailments that they have. They can get quick answers. And you can go into the virtual reality and go to school, have education, play out scenarios. It's pretty much, you can do anything, and it's so advanced that you can feel, see, hear, smell everything. And in the game, which is this particular film is about the game, you can actually really feel the pain of injuries and death if you put that setting on. And it's about the main character in this one is called Mog, and she becomes a gaming influencer for this multi-level game that Vitatech make. That every level is a different theme, and it gets progressively harder. So everyone in the world is stuck on the Wild Wild West level. No one's gone past it. And she gets obsessed with it, and she doesn't shower or eat or see her family. She locks herself in her room because she needs to pass the level. And that's all she does every single day for months, is just try and pass this level. And then she does. And then that's where everything kind of goes horribly, horribly wrong.
Okay, so that's what Wild Wild West is. I guess it's a level in a game, and
Yes.
she prepares for it so damn like tight that she gets out of that level, and then the real thing starts. I guess that's where the whole drama and whole film start. So, what message are you hoping to convey through this film?
Um. So there isn't really a
Really,
specific
no
message.
message, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's kind. What is the thing that you're putting out with this film? Is it entertainment, full on entertainment, or is it something that okay, you should not? Why? Like, what are you thinking of will happen with the end of the film to audience?
I think everyone will have their own message that they take away from it and their own
Mm,
questions, which is really what I'm aiming to do. I think I want people to have different theories about why certain things happen and speculate how the future is going to play out, because this is about my speculation of how 20
world is
years
going to
time
be.
is going to look
Yeah.
like.
Mm,
I want people to be like, no, actually that's not going to happen at all, or oh
yeah.
wow, yeah, maybe that's scary, don't want that. um
Mm,
but it's important. I really want to see how what the takeaway for everyone else is on this, because I do kind of want to scare people a little bit. I think the aim here is a little bit of like fear, because I want people to look at it and be like, that might not
it's
ever
scary.
happen, but it might.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So you are giving them a hint of, oh, hey, this is going to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you think this way, but are you sure that this is how world is going to turn out?
Yeah. Yeah, by what we've
So
done
you're
so
sure?
far, I think maybe I make it sound a lot more futuristic than
Mm-hmm.
what it is, because it's only set 20 years in the future, and the whole goal for me was to make these scenes, or most of the scenes, feel like almost like now, feel very familiar to people, a lot of just regular things that people can connect to. And then the big scenes where you see the levels, you see the Wild West, those will be different. But the scary right now scenes at the moment, from the pictures you've probably seen on social media and what we have now, feel very real to, I think they will feel very real to a lot of people.
Got it. Got it. I guess, I mean, 20 years, I guess the things changed rapidly after 2022, with the evolution of AI. There's a lot of changes. Most of them are good, but yeah, there is some scary things happening, with deep fake coming in. And there's a lot of changes with this is like really playing thing at this moment for us, where people are just playing and with cloning voices and a lot of things. There's good changes, but there are something which is high risk. And when people who are developing this only knows better. But yeah, I guess you're right in some way, and let's find out what happens after 20 years. After what do you think? Let's see what turns out in this world. But good to know what you think about the world, and how it will turn out, even from this film. So tell me about, as you work on Wild Wild West, how do you ensure that your directorial vision is clearly communicated and executed by your cast and crew? Like, for example, you're coming up with something, but how you make sure that the whole message is communicated properly to every member of your film?
So I've been working with a small team, so it's
Mm-hmm.
been quite easy
Yeah.
to communicate with all of them. And they help me a lot. So I tend to, because I'm not great with words, so I tend to give too much information, and then people kind of condense that down to what it needs to be. But I'd rather do that and give too much than give too little. And then I would look at people with more experience than me, like Justin, to check and see if he's looking at me like I'm crazy, and then adjust from there accordingly, to his advice. So maybe he says, okay, maybe try it this way instead. And I really value their input, because it can't just be me. I like having the dimensionality of different people having thoughts about how they see how the project is going. It really helps.
Okay. It's good to know that you take inputs and make sure that the whole collaborative energy is flowing into the scripts and the way you're making it. You take help of senior actors who are working with you. So ensuring that, okay, I don't know, but what's your POV on this? And that really helps you out at the end, because maybe sometimes you're seeing things differently, and the guy who has a good amount of experience can help you out with making it correct. So yeah, that's good thing that you do. And I guess small team, it's easy to communicate properly and get things done for you. Good. So how do you balance your creative vision of, such as being a producer, writer, actor? How do you balance this whole thing out? Because even one thing is really hectic once you get into it. Something like making it, producing it, writing it can be something which is out of your control, where you don't know where your head is going. You can't control thoughts because it's start from your mind. And when you manage a lot of things, it may go out of control, or it may need rest. Okay, so how do you balance everything? How you schedule this whole thing?
So once I'd written it, then I went into the how to make it stage. It was really chaotic for me, because I didn't already know how to produce or how things worked. So I kind of had to, okay, I want to do this. How do I do that? And I'll either ask someone in my team, like, how do I do this? Because they're also my friends. So they didn't become my team. I didn't just meet them. I worked on them with other things. So I would ask them. And then if I couldn't ask them, I'd watch a quick tutorial and just quickly learn it. And then be like, okay, that's how I do that. Or that's not possible, or that is possible. So it was a little bit chaotic, but I think now that I'm doing this, I think I'll find it much easier when I am in charge of. Well, once I write something, I know what the scenes will look like. I've made the world, and then that's easier then to figure out how to do things. And then that when it comes to directing, I think I feel better that I'm in control of a lot of these things, because I've written it, so I know exactly where things need to be. But at the
vision.
Yeah.
Got it. So you, from your point of view, what I get is you feel comfortable doing many things. So you love multitasking. That's you. That's where you think maximum of my energy is getting out, and I feel good about that. So you don't feel stressed out, or you don't feel like, okay, this is not going, like I can't control. You think this is the best way I am controlled, by doing a lot of things, like doing acting, doing producing, then making sure that vision is right, because it's coming from you, and that is actually helping you out to channelize all your energy throughout this project. So once you get exhausted, that's where you feel, okay, now I think I've done something. I guess that's how you roll out, doing a lot of things. And that's where you think, okay, now I think I'm good. I think I've worked good. Okay, great to know that you think, okay, no, and dog was not included in the question. It just came up. I want to know, like, what inspires you throughout, as an artist. There's one thing that we go down, okay, and then we are finished. It happens to a lot of artists who are good, okay, a lot of artists who are good at their work, but to get up every day and to go out, open the book, or go on set and make sure you have the energy, even you don't have the funds. What keeps you up, and what wakes you up in the morning with the same energy, and that you think, okay, I'm going to make sure that today turns out the best?
So people that sort of inspire me, I guess in my personal life, it's my parents, it's my mum, my dad, Mario, because they're always there with their arms open. They're full of love, and maybe sometimes I'll tell them something, even if they don't necessarily understand what I'm saying. They're like, "That is great. You're doing great. You're doing amazing," and it's nice. it's a house full of love, and it's no matter what kind of day I'm having in my career or in my personal life, this is the safest place. This is where I want to be in the apocalypse, because they're such hardworking people and such loving
Yeah.
people. And I guess career wise, my friend Kanisha, she's an actress, and recently also a filmmaker. She's the producer of Killkon.
Okay.
She's
Good to
really
know.
she's incredible. She gets stuff done, and yeah, she's really um, inspired me that I can do this.
Pushes you, I guess.
Yeah, and all of them, Justin and Sam. I'm surrounded by lovely people, and I feel really lucky for that.
Wow, that's good to know. Having people who inspires you, who pushes you, who make sure that the energy around you is good. It's not depressing. It's kind of filled with hope and a thing that keeps you going every single day. This is really good. Having people around you who helps you out, or who makes sure that even if you lose hope, they are going to pull you up. So they don't let that energy roll around you or be around you. So when you, I guess, with your parents, with their team, with the filmmaker that you mentioned, having these people around, I guess it's the energy that you need most, and that's the only energy you need to have to be in the good environment, where you don't get sucked in or filled in full with all the negative thoughts, or when things don't work out. And this is good to have around you as an artist. And here's the final question, two question, I guess. Dream collaboration. If you could collaborate with any actor or director, who would it be and why?
Oh wow. I think I would really love to collaborate with Greta Gerwig.
Okay.
I would love to meet her, but I would also love to see how she runs the set, and just how she directs. And I would love to collaborate with her, because I really do look up to her. And there's so many actors I would absolutely
Yeah,
love to
pick
work
anyone.
with, and I can't think of someone just at the top of my head. I'd be sat
Mm-hmm.
here forever listing them.
Okay, got it. No problem. I guess you have a lot of things when you like it, and that's where you try to figure out who to pick. But okay, we're going to move ahead with this. Throughout this interview, first of all, I guess you are someone who started really early in this field. You as a kid moved out of Italy with your mom, and then after that, I guess acting was the thing where there's a shift, and that took you. There was a full shift where you changed your language. You learned English with 2 years. Spending 2 years learning the language. When we change something which is not usual to us, we feel alone. We feel uncomfortable. There's a lot of things. How I'm going to fit in. That's where I think acting got in you, and acting was the thing that was helping you out throughout, where that loneliness or that feeling not good was made sure it is good, and you were expressing everything by playing a role, by being around, by making sure enacting something or just enjoying. And I guess that really developed inside you throughout your career of 16, 17 years in school period, I'm talking about, where you consistently make sure that your craft is good. And I guess that hobby turned out into something that you wanted to pursue, but then student loans and college and uni came in, and you tried to figure out, okay, I have to do this, but then also you took a call of quitting it, and then trying to figure out a career where you can manage both things, money and your passion. But after that, finally you took your call, like, okay, I don't think this is working out, and you jumped all in acting. I guess after that your real journey started. And I guess having good people around you, having team, having actors, co-actors, filmmakers, director, connection, network, this whole thing, just having this around you is helping you out in a very different way, that even if you lose hope, you have someone who's going to pick you up. And being in this environment is preparing you in a very different way, that you cannot notice, okay, this is happening with me. It will only come to notice once you leave a phase and enter into new one. I guess someone like you, who got into this, who went through a lot of ups and downs, went to a big uncertainty, okay, I don't know if this is going to happen, still took step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From someone like you, what advice you'd like to give to a younger one, to one who's going to start, or one who's going to listen to this, or one who is just starting out and had no idea where this is going to be? What advice you'd like to pass
on? I think if you're sure that this is something you want to do, you don't necessarily, everyone's going to tell you that you need a degree. You don't. Get yourself onto Facebook. There's a lot of like castings on Facebook. Make sure you don't fall for any scams. But if you can't afford to get headshots, just take pictures of yourself with a plain background. If you don't have any experience and they want a show reel, just record yourself acting some monologues and just have that there. Apply for all these little student castings. They won't pay you because they can't afford to, but you'll have material that then you can put into a show reel. And once you have all that material from all these little unpaid bits that you do, then you can apply for an agent and apply for Spotlight. This is certainly the way with at least the UK and I think America as well. But you don't need a lot of money. Just get yourself into these Facebook groups with these students, get yourself in student productions to have material so that you can build from there. Don't get discouraged. Don't let anyone discourage you. You can always learn. You can always develop things. You're never not cut out for it. You just have to learn, and you just have to really want it really badly. That's it, really.
Got it. Thank you so much, Isabella. Thank you for your advice. And this advice is going to help a lot of people. How you make sure that, make sure where you focus and make sure what you should be aware of. Make sure that even things are not good in your financial zone, there are things that you can use to make that work out for you. And this is kind of good advice for someone who's looking to start out, someone who is looking to figure out how much money he or she needs and how can he figure out that. Really wonderful advice, Isabella. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for your valuable time. I know you're shooting, I guess, at this moment for Wild Wild West, but to everyone, the link is in the description, so you can check out about the project, you can check out about the crowdfunding. Also, please tell us where people can connect with you on social media. Is there a place where people can find out? Is there an email where people can connect with you for work? What's the thing?
So the Instagram, if you want to see what we're up to with the film, is wildwildwest.film. And if you message us on there, I'm running the account, so you'll get a reply back from me. If you want to find out more about the film, if you want to collaborate and you want to work with me, I'm also quite active on my personal Instagram, which is Isabella Esposito, and you'll see a picture of me. And just send me a message on there, because that's the thing I'm most active on. And
is there any work email that you regularly use for people approaching you regarding work?
I have one email address. I need to get a work email, but if you want to email me, it's Bella_green, like the color, @hotmail.it.
Okay, kind of difficult one, but don't worry, everyone. Everything will be mentioned in the description of the episode, so you don't have to worry. Everything will be there and mentioned. So even she messed out everything, go make sure you check out the description. Also, make sure you go and check out stories from different genres. Mention the links: crime, romance, drama, mystery. Then there is fictional stories, crime, thriller. I guess I mentioned that. The one that I was going to is mythology, also Indian mythology. So everything is in the description. Make sure you listen to all those stories, download free, because you can download it for free and listen as per your convenience. This is me, Ajay Tambe, the host and producer of Create Your Audio Starting Podcast. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe to whichever platform you're listening. And I guess now I'm signing off.